was my pleasure to finally receive the appointment or the assignment from His Excellency Governor Holliday to form the next government, what we call here the formateur. It is my first time in this function. However, as with every function that I've taken on, I do it 100%. So after many discussions within the coalition and with His Excellency himself, who had consulted with various stakeholders, we agreed upon several things which came forth in the governor's press release, which I don't need to go into. But basically that we would continue to work on and finalize the CFATF laws, that we would definitely finalize the elections that had been brought forward, as well as Budget 2020, and not forgetting, of course, that very heavily discussed situation with the airport. As many will understand, we as the opposition have been since last year calling for government to do much for the airport of St. Martin, being the hub and the economic hub for this country. Without that, we cannot assure that we get the stayover visitors that we need and to keep the economy running. And we were very disillusioned with the way that it was being handled, even with the recent developments and the financing that was disclosed. That was an option. We were very concerned about that. That does not mean to say that we're going to be able to go in there and in a short term turn back the hands of time. What the governor wanted to assure, and I believe all stakeholders wanted to assure, that continuity would be possible. And so seeing the latest news that certain things had already been signed off on or to be signed off on, finalized to the extent that the airport could start its rehabilitation, that remains a priority for us, and we will definitely see that through. Of course, having the preclearance is still not off the table for us, and if we have to figure out other financing for that, we will. Continuing to have a collaborative and respectful relationship with our partners is also a priority for this government. That does not mean that we will not honor old agreements. That means that we will sit at the table as adults, as responsible persons standing for the people of St. Martin, and make sure that the people's rights are first and foremost. So any fear-mongering that is being touted out there because, okay, an election is around the corner and I want to be heard, we want to dispel all of that. I did not come out last week and talk about this because the formation of a government is a serious thing, and I'm not going to play politics with it. And when statements are made that want to sway the public to think differently, then I beg to differ, and I do have to say something. But I took my time and gathered my thoughts and made sure I was not making an emotional statement. I made a statement as the leader of my party, as the leader of this coalition, being the largest party in the coalition, and as a leader of St. Martin. I have worked very diligently in every function that I've held, whether I was a teacher, right up to a minister and a member of parliament, and I will continue to do so. So I wanted to just let the public be rest assured that their hard-working servant, Ms. Silveria Jacobs, will continue to work hard for them. Regardless, we have a very good track record as the National Alliance, as you well know, and we will continue to put the people first. St. Martin's economic development, the persons who are the most vulnerable, getting our airport, our infrastructure, our home, the shelters, all of that back to where it should be and at a better pace than where it was going at this point is what is our priority. Of course, we do not have all the information. We have been asking for information for the past year and a half, and we've been getting tidbits. So, of course, the biggest part of moving forward is having all the information, and I look forward to being able to gather that in the interim.
How long would it take you to form the government to be in place? Because there's not much time before the election.
Right. And especially now that it's been pushed up a bit, we do have a bit more time. It's still not much, a few weeks. But I received the assignment last week, Monday, and today, the 7th of October, I have another meeting with the governor to present the candidates that we have put forward, and after that meeting we'll be able to determine how much longer it would take. But I have been doing my due diligence over the past week, and I'll be ready for that meeting this afternoon with His Excellency, and then we can move forward. So I would like the public to understand that we have an interim government that will come in. It will come in as soon as we can get them through the process, and I'd like your patience as we go through this process, which is part of our Constitution.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
You deserve it, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Sing it, everyone. Sing it. Let me hear you from the bottom of our hearts. My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. Oh, my hallelujah. My hallelujah belongs to you. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve.
So I'm one of the nurses of the ambulance team. We are with 4 nurses. The ambulance team works mainly outside on the road. We do home visits, whereby we visit clients at home to administer medication, do the follow-up, counseling, whatever.
Eddie, where are you? Come now. Martin, how are you doing?
Not too bad.
Good, good. Easy going, man. What about you?
A little anxious these days.
How come? What happened?
I think somebody's trying to kill me.
Okay, you taking your medication?
Yeah.
So, where's your pillbox?
In the house.
You going to get it for me?
Yeah.
The most rewarding aspect for me is the appreciation that I get from clients and family. Yes, we know we would all want a big salary, but that is what counts for me. Well, what I would like the community to know about mental health in general is that it's not a stigma. I noticed on St. Martin that they talk about somebody's crazy. It's not somebody's crazy because a mental illness can be drugs, alcohol induced. It can be a trauma after disaster, which we saw, for example, after Irma. So it can have different reasons. It's not that when you see somebody is behaving different or strange that you say the person is crazy. And besides that, somebody can be treated.
Thank you. Take care.
It is essential and critical that St. Martin creates our own constitution. As we know, on January the 9th, 2020, election will be held on St. Martin for the 5th time in 10 years. And that is indeed unfortunate. It is important St. Martin gets her own constitution. The one that we have presently, that we call ours, has many laws in it that are very, very constitutory to our way of life, to our culture, and to the way we do things. Article 33 and Article 59 are the two that really has my concern because they have been causing recurring problems. 33 where it states, if a minister no longer enjoys support of Parliament, he has to surrender his position. No. He has to leave immediately. That is my proposal. The other one, Article 59, which has to do with Parliament can be dissolved by national ordinance. Given the Council of Ministers the authority to send home Parliament should not be as it is. I believe important is that it is changed to reflect that if you want to dissolve Parliament, this can only be done by referendum, where the people decide exactly who goes home or who stays. It should not be that because of the behavior of a few or the minority, that the elected representatives of the people of St. Martin are sent home. So as I said before, those are the two key articles that must be changed. But importantly, we should rethink how we have set up this constitution called St. Martin Constitution, and make sure that we have one that reflects what the people of St. Martin are, our culture and our way of life. Right now, there are many persons who say they will not vote. And I'm saying to them, use your democratic rights. You know exactly who is working on your behalf and who is not doing so. So make sure you come out and vote, to make sure you get a person there who you want to be there to manage this country in a proper manner. But then, it is important that we look at these laws and change them, but not only so, ensure that we have our own constitution, one that also states English is the language of instruction, not Dutch first. Yes, you can have the Dutch also, but English should be the main language of instruction, even though we use in Parliament. And that when it comes to our laws, where when you translate things, you get different phases of expression and interpretation. Again, make sure when the time comes, you exercise your right. Come out and vote people of St. Martin. Your future is in your hands.
Make use of WIB mobile banking with easy access and direct usage of face recognition, PIN code, or fingerprint. Download WIB mobile banking app and make your transaction from anywhere at any time. For more information, visit wib-bank.net/quick-login.
How are you doing this morning? Good. So, Rebecca, thank you for coming. I work as a psychologist at the Mental Health Foundation. I mainly see children and adolescents, but I also see adults. So whenever there's a crowd, that's when you're starting to feel
nervous.
Okay.
Nauseous.
Okay. It is kind of like your body. We are so used to taking care of our body. If we have a little ache in our foot, we know to rest it. We know, okay, I might have walked too much, so I need to rest. Now, of course, that can be just an ache in my foot, but I can also break my leg. Now, for breaking my leg, I would have to go to the doctor. So that kind of goes the same for mental health illnesses. So you can come in for something little as, I'm really stressed out lately. What would you need? A little bit of rest. But someone can also come in with way more difficulties. We're not here to judge right or wrong, good or bad. Is it helpful for you? Fine. Is it not helpful for you? Okay, then let's see what we can do about it. But not a wrong nor right, absolutely not. It's a magnifying glass without judgment.
Well, there's still a lot of stigma on the island, unfortunately. It's not a topic that people easily talk about, and that's a shame. They're afraid that they get judged, and there is still quite a bit of judgment. I mean, often we hear, don't go to that crazy house. Once you go in, you never go back. And it's just not true, We treat a lot of patients here, and a lot of them, we get back on their feet.
Our goal at the Mental Health Foundation is for us to help you improve your life, for you to live a better, happier, and fuller life.
wij hier hebben gedaan is ervoor gezorgd dat wij een locatie hebben waar we onze leden van de aangesloten verenigingen de mogelijkheid kunnen bieden om voor dezelfde prijs dat wij de spullen hebben ingekocht kunnen krijgen.
Prachtig initiatief. Ik denk dat er een heleboel mensen zijn die hier niet het geld hebben om naar de supermarkt te gaan en goed vers fruit te halen. En als het dan op deze manier kan.
We zijn op 7 september begonnen en het idee is dat we dus gedurende deze 3 maanden evalueren. Gaan de prijzen in de supermarkt omlaag? Gaat de kwaliteit omhoog? De mensen klagen erover dat je komt in de supermarkt, je koopt een product en na 2 dagen thuis in je koelkast is het al bedorven.
Nou eens kijken, ik heb hier een hele zak vol, ik ben bescheiden geweest, voor $13. Ik denk dat als je in de supermarkt dat zou moeten doen, dat je minstens het dubbele en waarschijnlijk wel 3-voudige kwijt bent.
This is fantastic, this is beautiful. The prices of St. Martin, this will drive the prices down.
Nou, we hebben hier als een van de meest vooraanstaande ziektes diabetes, hart- en vaatziekten, kanker. En wat wij dus zien met gezonde voeding is dat je dus een hele hoop kunt helpen voorkomen. Maar omdat al een heleboel mensen geraakt zijn of geaffecteerd zijn en rondlopen met deze kwalen, herstel is ook mogelijk.
Fruits and vegetables in St. Martin is very expensive. That's why people eat so bad here. That's why we have a lot of diabetes. We have a lot of high blood pressure, hypertension, because of the diet that the people eat here, because they cannot afford to buy the fruits and the vegetables that is needed.
The prices are better than the supermarket, much better. And if they can do it, the supermarket can do it also.
De statistieken van de overheid, en dan praat ik over 2015, de laatste statistiek, huishoudbudget survey die is gehouden, heeft laten zien dat 94% van de huishoudens, 9 van de 10 huishoudens, dan praten we over ongeveer 13.000 gezinnen, leven hier met minder dan 4.000 gulden per maand. Nou, als je nagaat wat het minimumloon is, als je nagaat dat een heleboel mensen 2 banen moeten hebben om het te kunnen maken, als je nagaat dat een heleboel gezinnen onvolledig zijn, nou, dan is poverty 9 van de 10 huishoudens, dat is een crime. En wij zeggen, poverty is een overtreding van een mensenrecht, had al lang door de overheid en met name de koninkrijksregering gegarandeerd moeten worden dat dat niet blijft voortbestaan.
It can help us a great way. It's something that took too long to happen.
Upon arrival, you will first will have to register at the desk or update your registration. Then you take what you want to take home. You pay for the produce. You can ask questions concerning the best nutrition for you and your family, and the health condition, which will be answered by dietitians volunteering with us in the program from the Collective Preventive Service and from the White and Yellow Cross, and by the staff of the American University of the Caribbean. Person who want to register for the program or who want to volunteer and help us to service the members in the program can call or send a text message to the phone numbers of the United Consumers Association, which is 554-7031. I'll repeat, 554-7031 and 526-3189. So we see you there on Saturday and the following days, this coming Saturday.
The admission department is basically where we hold clients that needs help with themselves, as in a crisis or non-crisis. A crisis situation could be a loved one or any one of the family member can call us saying, hey, the person is acting such a way, we need help. If the person is being admitted, they will be incarcerated by the police, yes. From there, you'll be admitted to the crisis room. The crisis room now will give you an independent state by yourself with the guidance of our nurses.
And how was the process for you of being admitted here? How was that experience?
It was good. They talked to me polite. They never cursed me off because I was smoking marijuana. I used to be addicted to that thing. Made me motivate me.
Yeah.
They give me my freedom to look for my jobs and stuff later.
When we find or the doctor finds that you're stable enough, then we move you down to our admission ward, where you'll be among other clients and to mingle with the nurses even more. That's where we say we regain back, piece by piece, we bring it back to the reality of what you gotta deal with to see if you will handle the pressure that comes with everyday living.
And also, I'm going to school.
Oh, school?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Not only job, it's also school. So I stopped smoking marijuana and I stopped drinking alcohol. This has been years I haven't touched that.
Impressive.
Very strong.
Yeah, yeah, you are.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Stephanie Medina and I play football with the Walichi Women's soccer team. I have represented St. Martin in many different games. For example, the Dutch Caribbean Women's Soccer Cup. I played against Bonaire, Aruba, and Curacao right here in this stadium. Sports matter to me because it makes me happy, it keeps me fit and healthy, and it is very fun. So I asked the business community to take on this challenge and help us rebuild our facilities. And I also asked the community to nominate the local businesses in your area and take on the challenge and step up for sport. Why? Because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sport Facebook page for more information. Hashtag sports matter, hashtag are you in?
When you look at the penal code, all right, so there's three laws that are proposed to be changed: the penal code, the penal procedure code, and the civil code. And I'm sorry if I'm getting very technical. I'm going to just try to explain this as in a very basic form as possible. The penal code is basically the book that says what is a crime, what can be defined as a crime. But the problem with the penal code is that the definition that they wanted to put for terrorism was too broad. The way they wanted to put the definition was basically an act of violence or threat of act of violence against the public. I was like, wait, what? How do you want to put that in our penal code and call that terrorism? Because let me give you an example of how that can be a problem. Remember I think last year or 2 years ago, there was a protest and in front of GB because people were very fed up with the way GB was moving, and a good group of people decided we're going in front of GB and we're going to protest. This is a government-owned company, mind you, and at one point they even blocked the public road. Now, these people are just expressing their disdain to GB, right? They came together and said, we need GB to fix their ways of doing, and the prices are too high. So a noble cause, in my opinion. This is the document, the law amendment that I have. So what I did here is, you can see I've completely redefined the definition, and you could see how much points it has. Points A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. All of these things that you're seeing here are better definitions to more explicitly say what is terrorism and what is not terrorism. Okay, that was, in my opinion, missing in the law. En hij explain hier, keuze van definitie. In deze wijziging voorgestelde definitie is de officiële definitie van terrorisme van de Europese Unie Kaderbesluit van de Raad 13 juni 2002 inzake terrorismebestrijding. So to see what is happening here, I am just doing my part as a member of parliament and my right, according to the Constitution, to amend this law that they bring in to prevent it from being abused by you. I say, let me take the European Union standard for the definition of terrorism and use that to make sure that when this law passed, the police and prosecutors just don't start locking up people for any reason. Let's say a group of people get in an argument in Juve morning, for example. Oh, they're on the public road and I don't like this. They acted as terrorists. Understand that while unruly behavior is against the law and you should be prosecuted and you should go to jail for fighting in Juve morning, for example, but you shouldn't be branded a terrorist. And that is the key issue that had to be changed. We can't just blindly pass laws like that. So when people want to spin it as if, oh, the members of parliament, why they afraid? What are they afraid of? Yeah, I'm afraid. I'm afraid for the people of St. Martin all being branded terrorists. So I'm going to amend that law.